So Fani Willis has admitted to having an intimate relationship with fellow prosecutor Nathan Wade, and Republicans are losing their mind. They want her off the case. They do not want her prosecuting Trump. She's unfit to prosecute in their mind. Now let's stop and think about this for a minute. I guess in MAGA's world, what she should have done is she should have just kept the whole thing concealed, and then she should have paid him hush money, and then she should have just denied it all, and then anyone that came after, I guess she should have just said fake news. Is that how it works? I hate to say it, but Fani Willis is not the one that's on trial here. Donald Trump is for trying to overturn an election that he knew he lost. And that is the ball that everyone needs to keep their eye on. I know it's frustrating to a lot of people, and I've heard people say things like, well, Fani Willis knew what an important case this was, and she shouldn't have did anything to compromise herself at all. And I get that sentiment, but it's not right to be putting this woman on trial for having a consensual, intimate relationship. Meanwhile, taking the eye off the ball of a man who tried to overturn an election. And a man who has absolutely no stones whatsoever to throw at Fani Willis or anybody. How can he, when he's sitting there found liable of sexual abuse? He just got done paying $83 million, or he's going to be paying $83 million to a victim. And you're saying to me that because a woman is having an intimate relationship with a fellow prosecutor, that makes her unfit? It just goes to show that MAGA doesn't really have standards. The only standards they have is the ones that Donald Trump comes up with, and then whatever he says goes in their world. And that's what's so frustrating having these arguments. It's the fact that they don't have standards. It's the fact that no matter what you say, they're going to give their guy a pass for everything, and then they're going to sit over here and nitpick at the littlest of things to try to muddy the water of the argument to get everybody to say, oh, well, yeah, I guess what Trump did doesn't matter because the prosecutor was having an intimate relationship with someone. It's ridiculous. But I guarantee you that Donald Trump could walk out on national television, he could behead a puppy, and if he did, his followers would find a way to condone it and say the puppy deserved it. And then if people came after him and said, hey, we're going to stand up for the puppy, we're going to make sure that the puppy gets justice, and that person had an unpaid parking ticket, it would be, oh my God, wait. The person trying to prosecute Trump has unpaid parking tickets. Let's go after them. That's where we're at with this. And that's why it's so hard for us to have a conversation with any of them, because they have no standards. There's no low they won't go to, and there's no standards set. They will not hold him accountable for anything at no point. So you're wasting your breath when you argue with any of them. They will hold you accountable, though. They will hold every word you say under the tightest scrutiny. They will look at everything you say and pick everything you say apart. Look at my comment section sometimes. Drop down and look. Every word I speak, I'm held accountable for it by them. But no matter what this guy does, he continues to get a pass, and he always will. And at the end of the day, it's got nothing more to do than the fact that he empowers their hatred. He allows them to be cruel, and they love him for it. They don't care about people. They don't care about someone having an intimate relationship. It's just that the person that was going after Trump happened to have one, and now that's something they can use as a weapon against them to distract from the fact of what he done. Well, the rest of us ain't buying it. I personally don't care what Fani Willis does in her private life. I care what Donald Trump does if he becomes the 47th president of the United States. That's what I'm worried about. That's who we should be holding accountable, not her. Because at the end of the day, Fani Willis and her, what she's done in her personal life, it does not have an effect on you in this country. What does have a personal effect on you in this country is Donald Trump getting into office and saying, yeah, I'm going to be a dictator on day one. I promise I'll give it back, though, after I get done fixing all your problems. Yeah, I'll be the dictator, and then I'll give it back to you. And I'll terminate the Constitution when I see fit. That's what's going to affect your life, not Fani Willis having an intimate relationship with someone, by the way, that was consensual. And that's something Donald Trump doesn't know a whole lot about, obviously.